You design your own books or notebooks or journals, and you can post them and you can make money while you're sleeping.
She used to sell journals on Amazon and teach in a classroom. Now, Elaine Simonson is accused of having sex with a student that she invited to live in her home. I have the disturbing allegations made against that former high school teacher. Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Elaine Simonson is a 29-year-old, now former teacher from Tarrant County, Texas. I cover a lot of these cases for you, which is really unfortunate, these teachers who get accused of having sex with kids. But there's something about this case in particular that's very bothersome about these allegations, and I'll get to that in just a moment. Simonson was arrested and charged on December 13th with improper relationship between an educator and a student and sexual assault of a child in Grapevine, Texas, outside of Fort Worth. Police say in September, they got a report that Simonson had had sex with a former student who was 16 at the time. The student was from Honduras, according to records, and living with his uncle, who would be moving out of state. So his teacher, Elaine Simonson, invited him to move in with her. The student's mother, who lived in Honduras, allowed it.
Grapevine, Texas. A former Louisville ISD teacher has been arrested and charged with sexual assault of a child and having an improper relationship with a student, according to Grapevine police. Elaine Simonson, 29 of Grapevine, was arrested on Friday, December 13. Investigators say Simonson is accused of committing the crimes in 2022 and 2023 when she was a teacher for the district. The victim was a student at Kilo High School. Investigators say there is no evidence to suggest additional victims. Grapevine police continue to work with school officials in this active investigation. There have been over 130 teacher-student relationships since September 1st of this year. Based on the averages, the majority of instances are female. There is some kind of double standard because a male teacher could have a relationship with a 16-year-old student. In the instance discussed in this video, the male teacher would have been named a sex offender, a rapist, and most likely sentenced to life in prison. However, the reverse is true for female instructors, who frequently abandon their professions without being prosecuted. Now, I wouldn't just say in school setting, but any public setting in general. Let me know if I am wrong, because from recent stories, that seems to be the case.
The district, law enforcement, and child protective services investigated reports of concerning behavior by the teacher, but were unable to substantiate an inappropriate relationship between the teacher and a student at the time the concerns were reported. The teacher was immediately placed on administrative leave and submitted her resignation in February 2023. She was employed at Kilo High School beginning in August of 2022. Elaine Simonson is accused of a sex crime. She's also a practice professor of law at Temple University's law school. So, Marian, I want to get your first thoughts on this case where we have a former teacher now charged, it sounds like over a year later, with sex crimes involving a former student.
Well, what a violation of trust, and what a violation of a position of responsibility and authority and caregiving for a teacher to have taken advantage of a relationship in that way, assuming, of course, the charges can be substantiated. But at first blush, you just say, what a violation of trust.
Yeah, she told police in an interview, according to the documents, that this wasn't true. She didn't do it. But there were some pretty specific details that this student offered. First of all, it just seems to me like a total lack of boundaries to even invite a student, no matter the circumstances, to invite a student to live in your home. I know that there was an immigration issue and he wasn't going to have anybody to live with, but is that a red flag right there?
Simonson was booked into the Tarrant County Jail on Friday and released on $25,000 bond on Saturday, December 14th, according to court records. She faces charges of sexual assault of a child and improper relationship between an educator and a student. Court records do not list a defense attorney for Simonson. According to an arrest warrant affidavit obtained by the Star-Telegram, a Grapevine police officer met with the victim in September of this year to take a report regarding the alleged sexual abuse. In 2022, the student had been living with a relative who moved away, and Simonson offered to let the then 16-year-old boy stay at her Grapevine home while he finished school. according to the affidavit. There's a big influx of teacher and student relationships. If you are a student who has witnessed this, please report it. Also, I encourage you to research this story yourself and see what you think. I hope you enjoy the video and thank you for watching. Also, I am trying a new AI voiceover, so I hope you like this one. Leave suggestions in the comments. Thank you.